Yeah, it would, and it was. Cook Serve Delicious 3. There's another like a fourth one, but it's like a certain map gives you any sort of.
Three is the post-apocalyptic one where you have
Three
like
is
the
the
armored food truck.
post-apocalyptic one, yeah. There was another one that's like an adventure game, and people were like, "This is stupid. Where's my like gameplay? Like fucking." And then I hate the internet. Hello. Yeah.
Never change, Alex.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can at this point.
It's too late. It's way too late. He's stuck in amber now.
And that's it. No one else is here. We're just done with the names.
Yep, that's it. I had a meeting at work. Speaking of this, like 2 weeks ago, and we were meeting with a muckety muck to like make a present, and we started talking, and somebody was like, "Buddy, just like 2 people." And then there was some question, and then we started down a path, and so I never got introduced. And this does not bother me. I just found it amusing because then I ended up doing most of the talking when they were asking questions. Like, what about this and what about that? And I was answering all of them because I was the one that actually knew anything.
So you're asking yourself questions and answering your own questions?
Yeah, that's right. It was an entirely rhetorical meeting.
Okay.
It was actually for
Yeah. Famously, I don't know who I am.
Anyway, that was Kurt. Eric and Mike are here.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Damn. Thing.
Galuga. Right.
Yes, Operation Galuga.
today.
Early access.
2025 early access. Yeah.
Like maybe a barbarian kind of character. That's cool. Maybe. Or not.
I don't know.
See.
I'll play another one of those, sure.
Effective follow is what I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to one of my coworkers. He just had a baby, and so he's like, "Yeah, man, I don't have time to play games anymore. It sucks." And he's like, "All I have time for is Slay the Spire now." And I was like, "Dude, that's like."
What else do you need?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't know, man.
You gotta tell him
Should
get
have
rid of
fought
that
him. You're saying
baby.
that's not a game, man.
No, I mean,
Right, you
he was
gotta-
like, yeah, he was like, yeah, you're right. Like, you know, I was like, yeah, like.
Could be worse.
I think I
Stuck
told
with
him
one of
about
those
Melatra
shitty,
too,
like-
but I don't know. Nobody grabs our job.
Yeah, that seems like a thing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intro and,
Yeah. Today was the what was the thing called? The Indie Initiative something.
Triple I.
Yeah, Triple I.
Initiative?
Indie something initiative, I think is what it.
If only we had the internet.
I'm playing Contra, Kurt. I
Still
can't.
assassinate the
I do.
president? What does
I
that
do,
mean?
by the way.
I mean, the only things that, in my opinion, mattered were Slay the Spire 2, and the other thing I forgot. I just saw Risk of Rain.
Risk of Rain 2
Contra
DLC.
and Vampire Survivors.
And Contra and Vampire Survivors, Alex. Come on.
Fart noise.
Yeah.
Triple I initiative.
Alex, famously not a liker of Vampire Survivors. He only put like 60 or 70 hours into it.
Yeah, but I like am kind of done with it because I literally just booted up Deep Rock Galactic Survivor, which is like French, like literally, you know that like friendship ended with so and so, like so and so is my new friend now.
Right?
Like,
Yeah.
Friendship ended with Vampire Survivors. Deep Rock
I'm friends
Galactic
with Deep Rock
Survivor
Galactic
is my new friend now. Yeah. There's no reason to go back, and so it's like, oh, but dude, Contra. It's like, yeah, okay. shoulder.
Is there a werewolf involved?
We don't know. All that.
There is,
I think we just have like an image, right? Is there a trailer yet or anything?
I don't
think
see
it
a
was.
werewolf on that image though.
That's fair.
How about a werewolf?
Ow!
Yeah. I think
Trailer for Hyperlight Breaker.
Oh
Was
yeah.
Yeah, but all they do,
didn't see that.
all
Yeah.
they do is say that it's like coming in the early access in summer. so
Never
it's
Alone
like-
2.
The other Dead Cells team is making a Prince of Persia roguelike
Yes.
kind of game.
Undermine
What?
2.
What do you mean, actual Prince of Persia?
Yeah, well, like an actual Prince of Persia roguelike, like licensed by
They just made
Ubisoft
Prince
and
of
everything.
Persia.
That was a Metroidvania. This is a roguelike.
Yes. Undermine 2. I am beneath you, but nothing is beneath me.
I mean, the big thing for me is probably the Risk of Raid 2 DLC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because I'm
Well,
definitely
It's
Just
not
excited to
skimming.
jump back next.
2 Risk of Rain DLCs. There's a free update with like 1 new stage and a
Yep.
prisoner from Dead Cells skin for mercenary. And then there's the like actual paid DLC is also coming soon.
We don't know anything about.
Streets of Rogue 2. You can play as a werewolf or an investment banker.
Sure.
There's a gameplay teaser for Mouse.
Oh, yeah, I'm into that. What if Cuphead but
that's
Doom
that one
instead
with
of
the-
Contra?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Somehow that game is mouse?
Yes, that game is
weird.
Mouse.
Like Mickey
Not Mouse, not like the Art Spiegelman comic, like Mickey Mouse.
So, Joe, it seems like we're gathered here today to talk about this new Contra.
That's right. To get through this thing called life, electric word Contra, means... Actually, in this case, it's more than 20 minutes, and that is a mighty long time. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's a new Contra. I mean,
Okay, good night.
yeah, right.
See you next week.
As I told Eric when we played the other night, I don't love that this vehicle, like this auto-scroller vehicle section, is the second stage. Like, they took out the behind the back
Base
scenes.
mission?
The base missions are gone, near as I can tell. I haven't finished it yet. I should interject on myself. I haven't finished the game yet, so there could be a behind the back section later that I haven't seen yet. But I've done a fair number of stages and I haven't come across one yet. And where they used to be in the level progression, there are now vehicle levels. So I think they just replaced them with vehicle levels.
So this is a remake then.
This is a remake of Contra 1, yes.
Oh.
Except
okay.
it's not, because it doesn't have a lot of the stuff from Contra in it, so.
I thought it was just like a new game. You know what I mean?
No, it's a remake of NES Contra, basically.
Got you.
I was wondering as you started playing it, I was trying to decide. But there were some differences.
Yeah, there are definitely liberties taken for sure, but
So I wasn't sure if it was we're leaning into hey Contra, hey and actual remake or reimagining or whatever.
whatever you want to
Use
use,
in this
whichever word
particular-
you want to use.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they've kind of expanded the way things work pretty admirably. It's got some similarities to Hardcore Uprising, and I made the correct
Tell me more.
choice this time and went into story mode before just like trying arcade mode, because that was the mistake I made with Hardcore Uprising, and then Mike had to browbeat me into playing it the correct way, and then I liked it. But I had a bad first impression of Hardcore Uprising because I jumped right into the arcade mode, which is not really the correct way to do it. So
You gotta play it in the version that lets you start every life with the spread gun.
right, this also has so this has perks, the perk system like that, where each character has a unique perk. Like so, Bill's is that his dash, you're invulnerable. It's like the Cuphead smoke bomb, basically. Lance's is that he gets his double jump is higher than everybody else's.
so disorienting when they change the orientation of the screen.
Yeah, you don't get attacked when the orientation is different, though. Oh, shit. Yeah, you don't have to, like, avoid anything in general when they change the orientation. Like, here, the thing's not going to attack me. It's going to go back to the side view, and then it'll...
Having played some of this game, I will say it feels good to play, but it really looks pretty fucking bad sometimes.
I get real, like, Xbox Live Arcade vibes from it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of that whole generation of games, and, like, they were generally good games, but they clearly didn't have the budget to be, like, impressive looking.
That's kind of what I was saying before we got on the air about, like, it's crazy to me this is a $40 game. I was like, oh, okay, like, that's what we're doing with Contra these days?
I mean, it would have been if it would have been 15 or 20 back then that translates to 30 or so now, and games are just a little more expensive now. So
but yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. But I also feel like companies price stuff up a little bit, because I'm sure that for the summer sale, this will be like half off or whatever, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a hard time. This is like my first time seeing it on the big screen, and I'm having a hard time deciding what I think the art style is.
Slightly cartoony 3D model. Like, that's the thing that I kind of wish it was used pixel art, because my biggest problem with it, honestly, is sometimes there's real trouble distinguishing what's a background element from what's like a thing I need to not
That's what it
touch.
seemed like to me.
Also, sometimes it just broke.
That's
When
true.
playing
That is
co-op.
true.
Yeah, like there was a time where like we just like fell through the world and died and got like stuck in some scenery and stuff that was pretty bad. So
Yeah, but it also has the life bar like a hardcore uprising, and then there's perks that let you extend your life. Like, I'm using an extra one. One of my perks right now is extra life bar unit, so I have 4 hits instead of 3. And then there's one where like your weapon won't get downgraded when you take a hit if you have the level 2 version of the gun. You won't. There's ones, like we said, where you start with a certain weapon. The weapon drops are really common in this game, though, so it's actually, I don't think it's that good of an idea to take the, like, start with a weapon perks. They're kind of, like, I grabbed a couple at the beginning, because they're cheap to buy from the store, but I don't, now that I have other perks, I don't ever really use them, because it's just not really worth it. To use the slot to, like, not have a spread gun for 5 seconds before you would otherwise just grab one from a weapon capsule.
most of the characters have like character-specific perks you can get to.
Yeah. Also, some of the characters have different versions of the guns, which is kind of neat. So, like the CIA government agent lady, her spread gun is like a charge shot. And the island girl, who's like a native of Galuga Island, her explosive missile is like a standard.
They do in Contra Hardcore, where like everybody has like special
Right, a
different
completely
things.
unique loadout. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, right.
Also, there's no werewolves with sunglasses, and there's no tiny robot.
Yes.
I think actually the tiny robot might be in this game, but we haven't unlocked him yet.
Well, it would be nice if Brownie was there, but
Yeah, but like you said,
he's
I
not a
mean,
werewolf with sunglasses.
That's true. I mean, again, I haven't finished it, so Fang and Brownie could both be in it. We just don't know.
And big weirdo Simon Belmont.
Well, there's a Contra soundtrack, or I'm sorry, a Castlevania soundtrack. If you have the Castlevania Anniversary Collection.
Also, it's an alternate soundtrack with cover, and they cut that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of soundtracks. So right now I'm using the classic Contra one, which is music from a bunch of classic Contra games, obviously. And then there's, yeah, Konami one. There's the Contra 4 soundtrack if you played the demo.
Whole sound,
Wait, I'm sorry, what'd you say, Mike?
the whole Contra 4 soundtrack is
I
there.
haven't played through the game with it yet because I don't have like a specific attachment to the Contra 4 soundtrack, but I mean probably most of it, if not all of it. And then there's like a classic Konami one that uses music from a bunch of different like old school Konami games that aren't Castlevania or Contra.
Like Mystical Ninja.
Yeah, I think there's at least one Goemon track of some stripe in there. Yeah, and that's like, so each of those is tied to one of the Contra or one of the Konami recent collections. So the Konami classic games one is for the arcade anniversary collection. The Contra one is for the Contra anniversary collection, and the Castlevania one is for the Castlevania anniversary collection.
Man, we need to get Psycho Mantis in here commenting on your love of classic Game Boy Advance Castlevania games.
That's right.
Actually, it looks like Sheena, Brownie, and Fang are all in the game.
Oh.
But Fang is not wearing fucking sunglasses.
No, he's
Missed
not
the
in
point so
game.
hard.
There's a pretender in the game that's trying to...
And Brownie is small, but he only has 2 hit points.
That's because he's small.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a mechanic where you can call in a weapon capsule if you need one. Once you get a certain number of kills, just hit select and there you go. Weapon capsule.
There you go.
Which is nice. There's the overload mechanic, which is like if you want to, you can sacrifice a gun for like a bomb type move, and it depends on which gun you have, what it does. Like the laser one slows down time, the machine gun one gives you a temporary shield, the homing one brings in a bunch of gun pods, the spread one just does like a bunch of bullets all over the screen going crisscross everywhere.
Now, also, this Brownie looks bad.
Yeah, does it?
Yeah. Which is kind of in line with how the rest of the game looks, I guess, but...
Let's say, does he look like he fits in the game, though, or...?
Yeah, he looks like the other 2 robots, kind of, but... Like, Brownie was cool because he kind of looked like the Chrono Trigger robots. He's just like a weird little guy, you know? With a ginormous gun. But Contra Hardcore is too cool, and so they can never do anything like that again.
It was the 90s, man.
And there was time for Clax and Contra Hardcore.
And werewolves with sunglasses.
That's part of Contra Hardcore, Eric.
It's that Warren Zevon song.
Ow, werewolves with sunglasses.
Yes.
How could you fucking put the fucking werewolf in this game and not give him goddamn sunglasses? What the fuck?
Maybe the sunglasses are $5 DLC.
Yeah, maybe they just didn't have the copyright
For sunglasses?
for sunglasses. Yeah. Well, they are
That's
Ray-Bans.
before Ray-Ban.
Yeah.
So, Joe, do you have any idea how long this game is?
I don't. Longer than like 6 stages, because that's as far as I've gotten, at least, so... I can say that. And then there's a bunch of challenges similar to Contra 4 where you can get like extra points for unlocking perks and whatnot.
I mean, visual grapes aside, this does look pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, it plays super well. Like I said, I don't love the look either. I kind of wish they'd done pixel art, but yeah, it is what it is. And it plays really good. You know, I think they added enough new mechanics, like the, you know, sacrifice your gun for like a special one-time thing, and the perk system. Like, I think that enough of that stuff is kind of makes it fresh rather than just like, oh, it's just like NES Contra but worse, you know. I mean, every game is worse than NES Contra in my opinion, but
What about Famicom Contra? Or
Well,
Famicom Disk System Contra?
it's a Famicom cartridge, but I mean, fair enough, Mike.
Got those maps.
It has maps. It has the snow falling. It has blowing
Trees
trees.
sway.
The last stage pulsates in a gross but fun way.
The gun, there's gun shooting.
Nah, gun is
I know,
the
I
same
know,
in Famicom and NES Contra. Gun is the same.
Maybe to the untrained eye, but a Contra expert like me, you can tell it's different.
Gun is different.
Yeah. If only someone did a YouTube series about games with similar names that were slightly different.
Yeah, and if only I'd
If
talked
only they really
extensively
liked
about Contra
And if only they really had done this before years ago, probably.
for the 100th episode or as some kind of
Yeah.
special thing. I don't know. If only someone, if only that was the thing.
Yeah, but alas.
But yes, unfortunately. I just took a hit as soon as I started the... Yeah, there's definitely some weird bugs still in this game, but... The same could be said for Helldivers, so I don't know.
Every time they release an update, it's broken for like 12 hours at least, and they're like, we'll patch it. They do,
And they do. Yeah.
but...
You know, I never figured out what all those things were in the last time we played Helldive. That kept not telling us about.
Oh. I can tell you something. The bots introduced gunships, and some of the maps will have factories that just endlessly pour out gunships, kind of like
Oh.
but obviously it has like armor and shit.
And it shoots
gunship.
missiles at you.
It
It's
shoots
like
like
an evil
lasers.
Pelican 1.
Yeah.
It looks like it, but it's evil. It has a red spotlight and it blinds you. It sucks.
And it kills you very fast.
And spits out gun cannon. And like
That sounds pretty sick.
it takes like 3 nukes to kill him. Fucking, it has like weak spots though. But so yeah, they stealth introduced those, and then we killed all the bots. Quote
Yeah,
unquote.
we defeated the bots.
The Helldivers declared victory, or Super Earth, I guess, whatever. And then for a few, like a day
Whatever.
and a half, there were no bot missions.
That sounds like
It
traitor
was-
talk to me. Whatever.
Report to your democracy officer.
Alright. So for like a day and a half, there were no bot missions. You just couldn't fight them because they were all dead. And then their reinforcements showed up and swept through like multiple sectors of the galaxy and are now pushing towards Super Earth. And that's where the game is at the moment.
Oh
And they're
no.
like, oh no! Like the best thing is like, oh, let me find it. It's still good. Because they did the whole thing where mission accomplished, there's a Helldiver with a flag. You did it! Operation Swift success with the bots are at a game, blah, 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 the galaxy is free. And then, that was... Somehow the automatons have returned. As we suspected all along, the previous report was merely a scouting force in Vanguard. A mass fleet has now begun, blah, blah, blah. It's like, God, it. I love that they're always like, well, who could have foreseen this? We did, and we were right. Close to home, actually. Hey, of the Helldivers is still an excellent video.
Buy the game, I find it kind of a little excessive that there's already this much paid DLC.
I mean, it is.
Well, you can just use
it's-
super credits for all of it, though, right? You don't have to.
But you can't any more super credits or barely any.
You can get
Right.
them by playing the game. It's just, it's not
But
permission. Playing a lot, it is a little difficult, but.
I think there's a good chance that I'll stop spending super credits on armor at this point and just try to buy the occasional war bond.
Yeah,
that's
pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah, that's where I'm at for sure.
So, like it gives you light armor with medium.
Yeah, exactly. And that. Well, buff medium armor, so technically medium armor is better now, but it's also. And you look like Hunk, except orange. Okay, this is.
It's some extremely super country vibes and going.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm certain that's not an accident.
I'm in a lot of trouble. Survivor. E-Rock.
Oh,
3? Is that what this is? Yeah.
pretty good. Three's pretty tough.
I mean, I'm playing as engineer, and I don't like engineer really, so.
Get the Tesla turret. So good.
Yeah, I tried to go like all, I don't know what I was doing. I like ended up with all guns on him. I mean, they're good. It's just he's just not the. Oh boy. See that?
I really like some of the weird challenges in that game, like the stuff you have to do to unlock the
Yeah.
progression points. Where they
Yeah.
give you, like this time you gotta take this one weapon and get up to level 21, or
But
you
that's
gotta.
the one I have now is the cryo grenade, and I wasn't even thinking about it. When I was like, pick the character, can't even get it. But I was like, sure, I'll do that one. And then I was like, I really don't want to do that one. The cryo grenade sucks. Like, it's not even that it sucks. I guess it's just there's just other stuff that's better. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Oh, there you go. I did it.
Good job.
Good work, Alex. I knew you could.
You knew it.
I mean, I know that about all of you.
That's not too far.
But Eric, I always told you I had Scottish family. You didn't realize I was a Highlander?
I'm actually an
You
Egyptian
can still
Spaniard.
die unless you are the only one left. You know. Wait, an Egyptian Spaniard with a Scottish accent?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
I mean,
correct.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching the stream now, and I get what you guys are saying about what this game looks like.
Yeah.
It's
It had kind of a we bought this on an asset store kind of look.
I think it's well, I'd go a little further than that, but I don't know. When they made a new Ghosts and Goblins game and gave it like a kind of interesting look, a bunch of people just complained that they thought it looked cheap and shitty, anyways, even though it didn't look like, every other game with kind of generic 3D character models.
Yeah, but like the thing about people on the internet is you just have to ignore them.
Well, sure.
You shouldn't make
It still was the problem. If I remember correctly.
I'm sorry. Say it again.
I said Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection did have an original art style, but it was also still kind of bad.
I mean, I liked it. Yeah, some people. Well, people bitched that it looked like a Flash game. That was like the complaint. It looks like a Flash game. which I don't think it did, but I guess I can kind of see if you just want to complain about something, you could say that. But I feel like I get people not liking the art style. I think that's different than thinking it looks like a Flash game, which again I don't think it did. But yeah, I mean, sure, if you just didn't dig it, that's fine. I just think at least trying something interesting, you know.
This doesn't look as bad as I remember, actually. Maybe I'm thinking of
looks
something
alright.
else. Yeah, this looks alright.
I can see people. It looks slow. There's no ray tracing.
It's definitely more interesting than Contra.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Yeah, in retrospect, what everyone was saying, like, because Mike was saying, like, I'm trying to figure the art style is. I don't know what's going on here.
For some reason, I like it, but it's good enough.
Yeah, that was in 3D. I never played that one.
It's not a bad game. It's like a decent Mega Man. It doesn't look great, but even that has more of a cohesive style in this, I find.
I haven't played a Mega Man game in a long time. That's the end of that sentence.
Might recommend it. That's the third.
What'd you say, Eric?
Or is this only the second one? I said, is this the third speeder bike level? Or is this only the second one?
Second one.
Okay. I guess we did this one, didn't we?
We did. Yeah, we did. We got like 2 stages past this.
Yeah.
This is the Crush. Looks pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, the level up crush turns into like a gravity bomb. Although I will say, when playing 2 players, Eric and I were having trouble seeing
Yeah.
when,
Yeah.
you know, when one of us had that. Which also,
I
this
didn't
game
see
is
when you ran
4-player local co-op, and I can only imagine how chaotic that gets.
Sorry, how many player?
4.
Player?
Yeah, 4-player local.
No.
2 online,
No,
4
thank
local,
you.
I think.
2 makes sense, but I don't know about the rest of what you were saying.
I didn't see when you died, but do you have limited continues?
I don't think so. Eric and I continued a bunch of times when we were playing in arcade mode, and it didn't seem like we were... You can, like, toggle a bunch of stuff before you start, though, for, like, a more classic experience. And, like, you can change it to one-hit deaths if you want to, and like, all that kind of stuff. So there might be a thing to switch it to. And then you get more credits for the perk shop based on, like, the difficulty that you're playing at.
That makes sense.
So I don't know if there's a lever for continues, no continues, 1 continue, 5 continues. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked. Like, I've been playing mostly on the default settings for now. I just want to like learn the game, and then I'll probably crank things up once I have a better sense for.
I mean, this looks alright. This looks like a game that I will pick up when it goes on sale.
Yeah, I was actually. I mean, I don't want to go so far as say I agree with Alex, but I will say that when I saw the price, I was surprised. I expected it to be 20 or 30.
I mean, you were surprised?
Yes, I was surprised.
No.
Alex, I think you're just mad you didn't come up with that one.
I mean, it's like 50-50.
Okay, alright.
Like, when you're on the other side of it, it's very obvious to see, like, no, what are you doing? But also, you're like, fuck, man, that was good.
How that guy keep breaking its own train?
Actually, it's not its train. You had to be I'd have to be playing the story mode for them to explain it, but this is like the regular army, like not the Contras, because the Contras are, you know, they go in alone, 2x2 or whatever. But the normal army, this is their train, and they've been taken over by Red Falcon. So he's destroying a train that I guess is now kind of his, but not really. It's an army train.
Looks like, what's the name? The boss from the first level of Hardcore.
Yeah, kind of.
Is it Dead-Eyed Joe?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That robot's not unmanned. Someone is driving that thing. And so speaking of hardcore, this boss fight is very reminiscent of one of the more fun boss fights in hardcore.
The JC robot fight.
Yep. Although this one loses points because you're on a speeder bike instead of running next to the robot.
That is pretty good. That is pretty good, actually. What's better than running into the screen? Running out of the screen.
Running out of it, yeah.
But also in Contra 1, you do fight a big robot guy at the end of the snow level, so...
That's true, you do.
Yep. Who throws weird discs at you. I don't... Did this have the cow head guys? I can't remember. Did we see any of those?
I don't think we did see any of them, but we also haven't gotten to the end, so...
Yeah. Got the arm guy. Got the UFO guy.
Yep.
And the wall.
Yep.
And you have to use the Hulk Hogan gun to defeat that.
Like drop cannon.
Yes. What's interesting, though, is that if you like play the secret prequel to this game, the wall is just called Alex Wright. I don't know why that is, but...
Hang on.
Why are there USB ports on the side of that train?
in case you need to charge your phone.
You charge, dude.
Spread guns are all USB-A powered.
That's right. Which one is USB-B? Is there a USB-B? Did we just skip B?
That's the printer port.
Oh, that's the printer port. Okay.
Square doodad. And also, weirdly, I think it's no, it doesn't anything like the other one. I mean, I guess it is kind of shaped like a bee now that you think of it. Turn on the side.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of.
Mystery solved.
Fuck.
The USB-C port is two C's back to back. That's why they call it that. I guess front to front.
That makes sense to me.
There should be a medium where you try and figure out which way to put the plug in. It's always wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Yeah, but make it fun. I gotta say, I was not expecting that thing to come out of that train.
Clearly you should have, though.
On me for sure. Vibes here.
Oh no!
Like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
What the fuck?
No, he sat down and wrote like, what would be a cool thing to do in a wrestling match? It's like, I don't know, have him stand on a building. It's like, is he gonna do anything? No. And they filmed it. And of course, the whole time.
Final Fantasy IV, and walls can be scary, man.
Just that one wall, though.
It was a pretty scary wall.
So, yeah, I was gonna say.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah.
He gets up and starts mushing you.
Just the one swan.
Just the one wall, 150 doors.
There's a lot of doors in that part.
There's so many doors. Oh my god.
You gotta open them all, though.
That game, it's got its charms, but it's also like entirely set in like 3 dungeons.
Been a long time.
You go to the Tower of Babel like 3 or 4 separate times.
Oh, yeah, but it's like different. You go to like different floors of it.
You go to different floors and they all look the same.
Yeah, and, well, trying to save money, man.
That and a whole lot of cave tile set.
Probably not played that game
Yeah,
in a very
that-
long time.
Yeah, it's been.
Did you play the Spoony Bard translation or one of the updated ones?
Original North American Final Fantasy II.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's my nostalgia and I'll play what I want. All the other versions make that game harder, and why would you want that?
Well, if you're not a spoony bard, maybe you don't mind a little challenge.
I don't feel like
The
the
game-
game was harder, but also that was like 20 years ago. So.
I
Maybe it
remember
wasn't.
it was like, well, maybe yeah, right. Wasn't that 20 years ago?
One port, which has like the Japanese difficulty setting, and it's just like, yeah, you want to grind more levels?
Nope.
Hey, you know what you can't do in this game is set up your party members or decide anything. You want to fight more monsters? 'Cause that's what you can do.
I mean, to be fair, the fact that the people could like talk was like, you know what I mean? That was considered a big deal at the time.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
hop
the
on
fact that they
board.
were characters and not just like fighter, thief, monk.
Yeah. Like even in Final Fantasy 3, the story is like, "Hello, thank you, I'm the king. There's a bad guy, please get him." And then it's like, "Here's a trophy."
As a kid, I loved it. I thought it was earth shattering.
I mean, same.
when I was a kid.
It's hard saying.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Kane's the bad guy again?
I mean, when you get Golbez in your party, that's like that was the shit, right? Like that's I
true,
never
that's pretty
expected such a
Except that he looks like such a dork. when you
right.
get him in
Yeah,
your
right.
party.
He looks because because
the
he's
biggest badass.
right full size like Ayami Kojima art when you fight him, and then he's just a little squishy guy when he joins your party because everybody in your party is a little squishy guy.
He looks like a Dragon Ball character.
Yeah. Because all of your party members look like Dragon Ball characters. That's just
No, but
how it
Golbez
is.
is really round.
Fucker.
He's very dorky looking.
I don't remember what it's like. Oh yeah. I see what you mean about like Dragon Ball.
Like original Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I like his sprite. I can kind of see that. I think he looks cool though.
We moved on to Final Fantasy 6/3, and the difference in the translation is unbelievable. It's just so much better.
There's still a bunch of wacky shit though, but yeah, it's
There's
obviously
a
better.
few bits that don't make a lot of sense, and there's a couple that are really kind of funny, but it's like a billion times. I mean, it's better than the translation of Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, that's like. I gotta go back to Rebirth. I've been sidetracked lately by a certain dragon and their dogma and 2.
What about a certain hell and a
Really,
certain
I don't
diver
understand.
into?
I mean, also that and Apex and Rebirth. It's a
Certain
great time to
diver
be playing
named-
video games.
A certain diver named Dave?
I'm aware of him. Yeah, I don't know him personally.
Did you ever play the that was the game that got Godzilla DLC, right? Was Dave the
I don't know
Diver?
that it has that DLC yet, does it?
I don't know. I didn't play it, so I don't know.
I played the Dredge DLC, a little bit of it.
Are you ready for the Dredge movie, Mike?
I don't think I'll ever be ready for the Dredge movie.
Fair enough.
That's a game that has very little narrative.
No, but like the logline for it says it's Ernest Hemingway meets H.P. Lovecraft. That's not setting an unrealistic expectation for that game at all, or for that movie at all.
Maybe they shouldn't let logs advertise movies. Because they're bad at it.
I'm sorry, what is the cat's name?
Pluto.
Nobody Googled. No, because he said it based on H.P. Lovecraft. So in the movie, that would forget it. Don't Google what H.P. Lovecraft's cat's name is. Also, by the way, did you know H.P. Lovecraft was very racist?
I did. I didn't know that his cat was named like a racial epithet, though.
It sure
Yes,
is.
it is. It sure is. It's one of those things where you're like, oh, that's what you went with. Okay.
No, like this subtext that maybe exists in the stories is actually just the text when it comes to his cat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Alex, what color was his cat?
Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
I think I know the answer.
Even worse, the cat was
Happy.
super racist.
The cat was also racist, yeah.
Answer.
I mean, cats learn from their. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Right,
true.
exactly.
Yeah, that is true.
So these scenes where I'm like looking at the reflection in the crystals actually give me big Castlevania Bloodlines.
Yeah.
Like there's that stage in, I think it's supposed to be Spain or whatever. Oh god, and that just totally
It's the
fucked me
last
over.
one. It's the final castle. It's
Which
is in Romania, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no, it's in England. Castle Proserpina.
Yeah, because I think you start in Castlevania in Transylvania.
And then you end in England.
And you
right?
end in England, that
Because the
sounds
boss
right.
is Elizabeth.
Yeah, that sounds.
Good job. What's the difference between available and affordable? Oh, I guess you.
Affordable is I have
you can
enough.
buy it as much as you want.
Well, available is just like I have them unlocked and they're a thing I could buy. Affordable is I have enough credits right now to buy them. Which I kind of like the auto level 2 power ups. Let's get an extra.
It does
life.
seem like this. It does seem like this game was made by Konami, which I happen to know is a fact.
No. All right, so well, that's Operation Galuga. We've been going for almost an hour or so. I think we can maybe end the stream here and go about our evening, or we can stream Helldivers. I guess either way, I can just keep streaming. It doesn't matter to me. But yeah, I don't know. I like it. $40 being a little steep for people is a thing that I definitely understand. If you're hesitant at that price, wait for a sale. But
It'll be on sale in 6 months for sure.
yeah, it might not even take that long. So
It'll probably be half off by next year,
yeah.
probably too.
So yeah, so that's where I'm at. But I dig it. I like it, and
He likes it. He loves it. He wants some more of
some
it.
more of it. Yes, exactly. So we'll be back next week with I don't know something else.